Hello, welcome to the Bill and Chris Shop Talk. We got some items here today that Bill and Chris want to share with us, and I'm excited to see what you come up with here, gentlemen. What you got for us?
Go ahead, Chris.
What we have here on the Chrysler RFE units, we all know that externally there is no line pressure cap on it. So what we've come up with, you'll remove the pressure transducer and this will bolt in place of it. Your pressure transducer will bolt in the top of it, and then it has a 1/8" NPT thread in the back that you can now hook a pressure gauge to, so you can know line pressure during diagnostics. Very simple, easy to use, straightforward, but it allows you to take a line pressure reading on all your RFE units, where in the past the only reading you could get was through your scanner. Gives you actual line pressure.
And because of that, it allows you to do a comparison to see if your transducer is actually reading correct.
Correct.
True or not.
Very, very true.
That is a good
Very nice
point.
piece. It's one-time purchase as a tool. It's here at WIT. It's the T-PRM FLP. Got it in stock on the shelf. Just talk to your salesperson about it.
And then, Rodney, do you have any questions?
No, actually, we talked a little bit about this item a couple weeks back, but after seeing one actually go into the test mode, it was interesting. It was it's a very good piece.
Next item, at WIT, we are very much of the belief to get rid of thermal bypass blocks. And it doesn't matter if it's on a GM, a Ford, or a Mopar unit. Wouldn't you agree, Chris?
100%.
So for Fords, it starts out with the good old 4R70W. In the cooler lines that run along the side of the engine block, you will find an aluminum block. What we have done is duplicate that block and removed the thermal valve out of it, so it goes back to being a straight through system that was used long ago. Works just great. You don't have to worry about the thermal valve sticking. You don't have to worry about not getting the thermal valve up to temperature or even opening when you're trying to power flush the radiator cooler, okay, which is extremely important. Your GM units from 2014, I apologize, 2014 up, started using thermal valve blocks bolted to the side of the bell housing. It's real simple, easy to see that. We carry the kit for that in place, manufactured by Superior Shift Technologies. So it is something that should be done to all units. The Fords on 6F35s and 6F50s like to run these blocks. So what we've done to keep from losing planetaries, cases, rear covers, not all units use this. Well, we believe none of them should have it. So we created the thermal block. And all these blocks are available, they're in stock at WIT. All you gotta do is ask your sales rep.
And all the factory lines screw into them just like it did. There's no modifications needed.
Correct, because see, as in this block, this is for a Chrysler 65 RFE. Comes with the factory style fittings, plugs right in. Other side, got the factory screw-in fittings. It goes right in place. It looks just like a factory block, except there's no thermal valve. And we also have it available for the 68 RFE, the 66 RFE, the Jeep and Dodge units that run the 722.6, Mercedes units, and we have it also for the Dodge 62 TE units, especially the ProMasters that run this valve because the only way to get this valve from Dodge is you buy a new set of cooler lines for about $135.
And it still has the
Still
valve.
has the bypass valve. And we get quite a few warranty calls. Transmissions are running too hot. And I go, did you power flush the radiator cooler? I get the standard answer, what did you do about the thermal block? What thermal block? We even put it in the directions on our unit to check. Okay. We give them the part number for the thermal block to get rid of it because some units will have it, some don't. You must look. There is no rhyme or reason why the car manufacturers have done this because the exact same unit in earlier applications did not have it. GM 6L80, 6090, 2007 to 2014, never had it. And then 2014, they got the idea, we're putting a bypass in it. And the last one, this is the late 6F50 because it's got bolt holes bolted to the bracket. Everything is designed to be an exact bolt-in. There's no modifications necessary. So, any questions, gentlemen?
I do have a question. So, Bill, when your factories sell a unit that y'all rebuilt, do you offer that with those units?
Yes, we do. I actually have a unit update chart which is constantly having new additions made to it that gets sent out to our VP of sales to pass out to the various salespeople, telling them this part number you should sell this thermal block with.
Inquire that it has it on it and sell it.
Yes.
Gotcha. And the design of the thermal block, again, is to make the fluid flow so much quicker, right?
Right,
So-
to
so-
get rid of the
But-
thermal valve.
Right.
It's twofold. It gets rid of the thermal valve, which gives you constant flow, and heat is the killer of a transmission. And then the other thing that happens, if that unit has had a failure, a major failure, previous
It
to
blocks
the
it.
install, it'll lock and block that valve and prevent
Gotcha.
flow.
Yeah.
And see, so many companies out there have basically said, get rid of these things, okay? Some people have gotten on the various news groups, oh, you drill this, tap this, put a set screw in. That's not always advisable, okay? There are certain ways to do things to make sure that these units function the way they were supposed to function to begin with. And we've had people report that they have seen a significant temperature drop simply by putting this block in place. And when I say significant, 20 to 30 degrees, that's a lot.
Goodness, that is good, yeah. So, Bill, you and Chris being master builders, my question is that a design that y'all come up with? Is that your design? Is that something we've just started? We've been offering them now for a little while, right? About a year or so?
We've been offering them just over a year, and I actually got started on this because being the person that finalizes and looks at all the warranties and seeing the patterns unfold as to failures and what was causing them, this is when I started working on this. Because every tech service dating back to the 5R110 and before, get rid of the thermal valve. Okay? 6R140s, get rid of the thermal valve. Okay? These are on these vehicles and not everyone has it. See, that's what bothers a lot of people. If it's good for one, it's good for all, and that's not the way it works.
Understood. All right, gentlemen, I'm very impressed.
Very,
Quite a collection you got there.
very inexpensive piece of insurance.
Absolutely, yeah. You stop the circulation, you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, gentlemen, I do appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.